Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I'm back to full health mostly. So we're back here today to look at some shard summoning and some of the events that are going to be sort of concluding the Asgard Divide event. First thing I want to call out is I was a little bit wrong with the upcoming Freyja Deck of Fate event, which is starting on Monday. Turns out this is not going to have anything to do with shard summoning for heroes, which I'm absolutely kind of shocked at, if I'm being honest, because I think maybe with the exception of the Alatrian path, they have never delivered a guaranteed champion without some form of shard summoning system. Now, we are going to have a deck that is going to be constructed from summoning souls. So if you've been saving your immortal soul stones or your eternal soul stones, these are going to be a very good time saver for you, because the other side of this deck of fate is going to be champion training. Now, whilst champion training is kind of like one of the most accessible ways to do this type of event, because it doesn't really require you to have any premium resources other than just raw time and energy, it is one of the most, like, it's a slog. It is going to be a hurdle. So we're gonna have to see what it's like. I think a lot of people will kind of make their choice depending on how many of these they've got. Otherwise, it could just become quite an ordeal for you to push it. So I will be doing a Deck of 8 videos when it comes out on Monday, because I'm back to full fit and health. I didn't manage to do the last one. I just couldn't even talk, but we will be doing an assessment. We'll be breaking it down. We'll work out exactly how many soul stones you're going to need, and then offset it with how much champion training. We'll get a calculator and everything sorted out. So that is obviously one thing that we're waiting for. There is one more Asgard Divide event that is coming that we haven't had yet, and that will be a prism summoning system for Odin. Right now, Odin is available on a ×10 boost here, which is obviously kind of like an okay option, but it's not the best option for getting a Void Legendary. This really requires you to be near Mercy or get really lucky on a ×2, which is what we're going to do in this video in a moment. We're going to see if we can get him, but actually I'm after a bunch of epics more than anything else, which is why I'm pulling. ×2 is really, really good for epics, less so for legendaries, but there is also a guaranteed sort of system that is going to be coming. I say guaranteed. It's the easiest way to get him, which is going to be the Prism Summon Pool. He's probably going to be the feature hero, I would imagine, of that Prism Summon Pool, which means probably, depending on how many costs they put it to, it'll be about a 1 in 50 pull if they keep the same rates. For the feature hero and the 6%. That's how it will kind of transpire. Now, how much that costs depends on how much they set the Prism Crystal value for summoning to. Sometimes it's 25, 30, 35, 40. If it's on the higher end scale, then it will cost you a lot more money, because the only real way you can get these prisms, apart from the couple that they throw in for free, is to buy them. But if you want Odin, that is always going to be the best way to get Odin, because trying to get Odin from a ×10 is incredibly hard now with the summon pools that we have available to us. So that's the only other Asgard Divide event that I know is due, and it's got about 18 days left on it. I am doing the fusion. I haven't really done a video covering the fusion yet, but it is a champion that I'm doing. Not because I particularly think it's amazing, but because the event is not too bad. Now, I will say, because I've been awaiting the Freyja Deck of Fate events, I've been saving these Sacred Shards. So I've got a ton of Sacred Shards that I have absolutely no use for at the moment. So we'll have to find an optimal time to use these, because we probably won't get a guaranteed hero for a while after this one, because they tend to be a couple of months between them at least. So we'll probably find some sort of path or something to use it for, which is great. But yeah, those are the events that are remaining. I guess we'll just get on to some hero summoning here. I haven't got many Void Shards. To be honest, I don't really spend an awful lot of money in Raid these days. The Odin Prism might be another one that I will for, like I did with Teox, just because it is going to be the best way to get him. But you can see pretty much I'm on the free-to-play pack offerings. You can always tell when you go to the mini-mix pack to see how much they're offering. It's like $2.99. That is the cheap scale I'm at the moment. $2.99 for a Void Shard actually is not bad, considering, you know, but it's just, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we've got 28. Like I said earlier, I'm actually not after legendaries. I'm after some epics, because I'm trying to get, of course, you must know this by now, a +4 Whisper. So I'd love a couple more Whispers, but also I'm after a +4 Shamael. So I'm trying to get some more Void epics, if nothing else, just to sort of get them empowered, because empowerment for epics is quite good. It's not so much for the stats that we would normally consider. which would be things like the crit rate and crit damage, because they do get punished quite a lot with this. You only get 5% crit rate and 15% crit damage. It's about half of the legendary. It's more for just the raw primary stats. 40% is a lot of damage for someone like Shamael in a Hydra situation at the moment. So I'm really looking forward to try and get some of these +4 epics. And a ×2 is the best place to get epics because you get a 16% chance. On a void pool, which doesn't have as many void epics, it's a really good time to do it if you're hunting epics. Normally, if you're not hunting epics, they don't do it for voids, but like a 1+1 or a guaranteed event is far more efficient to use your void shards on. But, you know, we're going to use it here. I have to do it anyway for the fusion, which I'm doing, which is not too bad. There is a chance to get a 5-star Odin soul, but yeah, I don't really consider that. Where is it in not this one? I always get confused by the Odins. This one here. I'm not really going to consider this because no doubt there will be someone that beats me and I have to get them anyway. And the chances of me getting Odin from this one, I've just got Sulfurion, pretty low. But we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. So we have enough storage. We have 28, 2 10 pulls and 8 single pulls. Let's see what we get. See if we get lucky today on Raid Shadow Legends. Epics is what I want. I want the purple. There's the purple. That is not the epic I wanted, but it's still a great epic. Godseeker Neri. Kind of not as powerful now that they've nerfed the dungeons. No longer as needed, but it's still an absolute great clan boss champion. This is not what I wanted. I wanted more epics than a single one. You know, on average, 16%, we should be getting about 5 to 4 epics over these ones. Let's see what we get. So, can we start with more purples? This is not what we want. Purples, purples, purples. Come on, epics. We're still missing a few void epics as well, like Ostrog's Boneglaive. I don't have him. Frenzy, I've just picked up as well from a previous fusion, so we haven't had any there, which is annoying. We've got 8 more. Come on. We're looking for Shamaels and Whispers. I can't build them to be super duper powerful until I've got them at full +4. And it's quite hard to get these void epics. Honestly, that's what I'm finding. It's much easier to do prison pools, right? Prison pools are really good for getting empowerment of epics because you can get a lot of them. I pretty much got all the main lizards at +4 now because of chasing Teox, for example. But are we going to get another epic? We should do on these last 8 at least one more. I would expect more than 2 over the 28. At least one more. I'm hoping. It's not looking great right now. We've got 3 more to go. This isn't helping me towards the champion chase either. We kind of need more than 2 epics. This is actually really awkward. Are we going to get anything else here? No, it's just another rare. This is really bad. Like 2 epics, or was it 3 epics in 30? I suppose it's not bad. It's a bit low average, but it's not great. That's a bit rough. I mean, how much has that managed to get me in terms of champion chase? Okay, well, it's got me nearly there. We're not far, but we're reasonably far away. We're not close to that 3,000 mark. We're only at 2150, so it's a bit of a problem, really. I've run out of voids. And I don't really, I mean, there's a way to get another void. I suppose we should do it. Obviously, you can come to the Trusty Bazaar. Now, they have this new avatar frame. They're kind of cool, the avatar frames, but am I going to sacrifice for this, like 50,000 gold bars for an avatar frame? At this point, probably not, when I've got Sacred Shards and everything. This is not really a good use of gold bars. It's quite expensive. But we are going to do it just for this point in time, just to see if we can get something else. We should be due another epic on average, surely. It's probably going to be another rare. It's always rares, but, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. So that hasn't really helped. And we are kind of all out of epics at this point. So we have to make a decision. I've got to get some more champion chase points. I'm only, you know, I'm a legendary away. So that could be a couple of sacred shards. I could see if I get a few voids over the weekend. Yeah, it's not ideal. It really isn't ideal, I have to say. Okay, we picked up 1 more void. Good old mini mix pack. Never a bad thing to purchase. And it's another rare. Of course it is. Unbelievable. So we basically got 3 epics in 30 voids, which is actually quite low roll because you'd expect it to be somewhere in the region of about 4 to 5. Like, that's actually quite low roll. I should have got about 5 from that kind of pool of void shards. So it's kind of awkward, for being honest there. But we'll see. I'm going to let it run for the rest of the weekend. Right, we need another 600. I can always dip in and get, you know, a fusion champion from the backlog if I need to. There will be, I think, on my Doom Tower here. Right, we're climbing the Doom Tower. There's probably going to be a Void Shard. Maybe not. No, it's not going to be a Void Shard in time, unfortunately. So we'll see what Clan Boss gives us. Maybe Clan Boss gives us an extra Void Shard here or there. But yeah, I mean, that's what's left of Asgard Divide. It's been a pretty okay event, I think. I don't think it's been like amazing to watch. I feel like some of the I think maybe just because there was one less than the Monster Hunter event, and the number of opportunities to get them has been a little bit lower compared to Monster Hunter. I feel like Monster Hunter was a bigger event. But I know a lot of people are finding a lot of success with Thor's A2 in various different points of view. It's a pretty strong damage dealer. And I have been finding some cool ways to use Loki. Odin, obviously, is super OP if you've been able to get him. Freyja is probably like the weak one, I would say, of all the three. I'm not really sure there's a massive use case for her in late game. Early game, though, she would absolutely help you carry your team. So if you're doing lots of training early game, she's probably going to go well into your teams. But we'll talk about Freyja and whether or not you should do it during the Deck of Fate videos on Monday. There we go, guys. I hope you're better luck than me on Voids. I wasn't expecting to get a Legendary because I have just got this God tier Legendary, which I will say right now, this is the one champion I've always got wrong. I'll probably do a video on it at some point. So Furion, managed to get him the other day, which is pretty cool. He's really kind of blown me away a little bit with his power and his strength. So probably do a video on him at some point in the next couple of days, breaking down why I got this guy wrong. But I wasn't expecting to get a Legendary today, but I was hoping for, you know, that +4 Whisper. That is what I'm chasing right now. I'm chasing a +4 Whisper. We've got a +1. We need another 3 of them, and I need another 3 Shamaels, which is difficult, but there we go. I hope you had some better luck. Let me know in the comments below what you pulled, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.